All right, so let's talk some more about AI. We got a lot of good comments in the last video, so let's talk some more about it. I see that AI is going to be a new technology that's going to be just like every other technology that's advanced the film industry in some ways, that it starts off when nobody really wants to use it, and then suddenly everybody's using it for everything, whether they really need to or not, and then suddenly it kind of finds its balance, and it's used, but it's also mixed with practical effects, and then it becomes the norm. But AI, I can see going in a couple of different ways. It's either going to be something that's curated just for you, where you can sit down and download your app or whatever, your computer, and you just tell it, I want to watch X, and you describe something, and the AI will create that on demand just for you. What'll it be? It'll be, I can say, I want to watch season 2 of Firefly, but with Muppets instead of the cast, except for Kaylee, because you got to have Jewel State, in Firefly. And then it'll create that instantly in there. You get to watch it. Is that what people are going to do? Definitely. That is going to be a huge industry. It's going to be a huge problem for the film industry because, again, it's going to be using licenses and it's going to be using actors and their likenesses without their permission. But it's not going to be the whole thing because it's not something we can share. The big deal of entertainment, film, music, art, everything, is that we can share it with other people. We all have a shared experience of saying that we've all seen Forrest Gump. We've all seen, whatever movie. We've all heard these songs. We've all seen these things. We can discuss it as a community. By having just something that I've seen, I don't think it's going to have the same impact. I mean, it could make its way around. There were fan films 20 years ago for Star Wars that everybody shared and was spent 8 hours downloading for some reason. But they didn't get huge. I mean, we were able to share things, like memes became things. Icon has cheeseburger. Everybody knows that, even though it was the stupidest one thing. But did it become as big as a studio-produced film? So the other thing that could be with AI is it'll be the studios in control of it and creating things by putting information into their software and saying, this is what we want. We want a movie about XYZ. And the AI creates it all in box, whatever you want to call it, where it's digital. There's no cast, there's no crew involved except somebody laying out the parameters. I still think you're going to need programmers to go in and fix things, make sure everybody has 5 fingers and make sure the little bits are right in there. And that will be a new thing. Will that be the end-all be-all of the film industry in the future? Maybe, again, if the AI is creating brand new actors to use in those parts, it's not going to be great for the fans. We want to see people that we know and follow and enjoy seeing throughout films. Now, we could easily fanboy over AI images. It will happen. We love Lara Croft with her big triangular polygon boobs, and we like Master Chief and all these other characters that are completely made up in video games, but we still fanboy over them. My dog wants to play. There you go. So that's going to be a part of it. But I think what we really want is we want actors that we know. So will the actors license their likeness to the studios to use in these AI productions? And I think at first they're going to say no. And I think one of the ways that it'll kind of make its way in is money. It's going to cost. I think that they'll easily be able to get the average Joe off the street to agree to be scanned and digitized and put into the background of film for $1,000. I think 100% people will do that outside of LA. Maybe if you walk down the street in any town and say, hey, I'll give you $1,000, we're going to scan you and we're going to use you in movies. You're not going to get a dime, but you're going to play Where's Waldo for the rest of your life, looking in the background of every film and crowd scene to see if you're there. I think that will 100% happen. People will do it. They will line up for it. That's not an issue. Will actors license themselves to be used in these films as leads? That's where it becomes more complicated. And that's where they're going to need better contracts and more. All right, you want to get on. I know you want to say hi because you like it. I know. So will they do it? And I think they will, for the right price. It's going to be one of those things where, for $500,000, $1 million, they get 5 years under contract with one studio for their one AI machine. Maybe there's residuals. Maybe there's an annual fee. And then the actor doesn't have to do anything. They don't go out. They don't have to act. They don't have to rehearse, learn lines. They don't do anything. They get used in the image. They look perfect in every shot because the AI will get rid of blemishes and de-age, which, the de-aging these days is fantastic. But I think that's where the system is going. Curated, made stuff that you create yourself for fun. It's going to be a thing. And then studios creating AI films that will be designed with people that license themselves or completely made up characters. It's ultimately going to happen. The question is, how are people going to make money off it, and how are people going to still be considered actors in that future? Discuss. Let me know what you would rather. What would you want? Do you want to see AI as a studio controlled thing, or do you want to control it yourself where you make up the show as you go? Let me know, and we'll talk some more. Yes, Adora, I know I'm done. All right, spat out.